Sure.
Darren. Everybody, welcome to the special episode of Rockstar Fishing. Once again, we are Bigfoot hunting. We are up right now in National City on Sand Lake in Airbnb, and I can see the lake and everything, and it's beautiful. Today is beautiful. It's like 78 degrees. So, you know that the last episode we did was about the Bigfoot, and it was pretty cool. And a lot of things have happened, and I've kind of been embracing the Bigfoot community here in Michigan. It's really exciting to me, and I appreciate it. You know, everybody asks me, Tim, why do you do this? Why do you believe this? And you know, when I was born in '67, that's when the Patterson Gimlin film came out. And then later on, like a couple years ago, my interest got renewed by the Todd film, Standing film, and it's like, wow, is this real or not? And you know, I've been watching Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum for literally 20 years, you know, on Bigfoot stuff, and so. Here we are, and so now that I'm embracing the community, I had all this stuff happen to me, and stuff getting sent to me, information's getting sent to me, and so here we go with some stats. So Michigan is number 8 in the nation. We have 18.4 million areas of national forest and wild forest, and you know, anywhere in Michigan, you're 6 miles from water, and of course, you know, for a Bigfoot to exist, he needs that thing and the food and we have lots of deer and lots of it. So bear can do it, Bigfoot can do it, you know. And so information comes in, and you know, here we are. And so our trip this time, we are going to the conference to meet Meldrum and Renae from Finding Bigfoot, but these are all BFRO established reports in Michigan, northern Michigan. Now, what you don't know is that Luzerne and Mayo area, where the Oscoda River runs through, there's a lot of swamps on each side of that, and that is the area in Michigan with kind of the most sightings. You're going to hear a story about from Jim from the Bigfoot cabins about the 3 different people who had sightings in one day, and reported with the troopers and the police, and everything was involved, and it's kind of crazy story. So you'll get to that, but. Luzerne, Michigan, Luzerne Swamp has always been known as the hot spot. And so today, that's where we're going. So let me back this out. So you see Michigan. This is Mayo, Luzerne up here. And, all right, so, come on. Oh, that's in. Now we're going in. Here on National Forest. There's Mayo right here. So here's the Oscoda River. It comes in. Now, right here, the Oscoda has a horseshoe where it comes down in. That's where the swamp area is at. Right here is these 2 credible Bigfoot sightings in Luzerne. So, there you go. Here's Luzerne. Here's where the horseshoe is. Here's the swamp area. It's all state land. Nothing but dirt roads and some trails to go through there. Nobody lives there. There's absolutely nobody that lives back in here. For this whole giant area, it's just nothing but woods and swamps and rivers. And so right now the salmon are running, and the salmon are coming in, and they're going in the tributaries and up in the swamp. And from what we've heard, they're going in there trying to get food and eat. And so we have been today armed with new stuff. We have a thermal camera. We have a parabolic mic, and we have some night vision stuff, and we're armed with some howls that we had recorded supposedly from the Holden Lake Bigfoot, and we're going to play these in the woods. Now, call us crazy, you know, whatever, but we're going out there in the middle of these woods tonight in the dark, and we're going to do this stuff, and we're going to see what happens. There is literally nobody and nothing there. And we kind of went and scouted it, and we didn't even see a living soul. And you had to drive 10 miles back on a 2-track to the middle of nowhere. Then you get out, then you walk on some little trail that takes you back to the river. And that's where we're going, and that's what we're going to do. So we're here for the Bigfoot conference. Everything's going on. We hope this turns out to be just super spectacular, super great. We are going to Luzerne tonight, tracking this area where the Bigfoots were sighted, and we have all this stuff, and we are hoping and praying that something happens. You know, last episode, we were out over in I'm going to tell you exactly where we're at. We're off Doctor's Club Road, and we were out by this place in Turtle Lake, 10 miles off, back to the Huron National Forest. We trekked back there, and that was by Curran, right? And We captured tree knocks and whoop, but the camera system that we didn't have, we could hear it, but we didn't really get it good. So now we're armed with some new stuff, and this is going to be epic. So we hope it's going to be epic, all right? So thank you for tuning in to this special episode, and we're going to pack up and head it out right now and go do this investigation. Rockstar Fishing. All right, here we go into the Luzerne swamp. All right, we're rolling in here. Hope we find something today. Hope we get something, just like something good to happen to us. We are in the heart of the Bigfoot country, and this is like a real expedition here we're doing today. Dern is with us, and I have a special rope for him. It's real short. It is darker than nothing out here, and we are in the middle of nowhere. All right, let's get Bill. Bill. Bill's scanning with the thermal. It is dark out here. Whoa, whoa.
What's that?
Whoa, whoa. What's this, Bill?
I don't know. What is that?
Hold on. Get some light on the subject here. Alrighty. What I'm seeing looks like a little tree structure thing. They use these for markings, for territory, and for trails. So there's branches laid in between every set here. There's four giant limbs or trunks going up, and there's branches laid between every single one. This is crazy out here in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. Wow. So what I'm seeing is this is like a pathway through here. It's hard, you can't really see in the whole back here. Let me see if I can. Nope. Yeah, this goes way back. It's like a big open area, like a trench in through here. This is pretty cool. Bill, bring the scanner up and let's scan this for heat. We'll let you see it in a second. All right, everybody. We have a big giant Bluetooth. I have the parabolic mic, and sensitivity is up, and we are going to run those howls that they got from Houghton. So here we go. Again.
Hey there, you guys. It's Renae Holland. I'm here with Tim and Billy from TK Radio. You guys do the fishing on there?
Yeah, but we expanded it.
I love it. So, actually, I'm a river expert, and it's all about bears and salmon for me. So I am a fantastic steelhead fisherwoman. But these two, this is not the first time. I feel like it's the first time we met, but I swear, like I know them. But we just had a great conversation about researchers out there keeping it real. So I'm going to be listening to some of your episodes. So hey, there's entertainment out there, and then there's the real researchers. You're just keeping it real, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
Hell yeah. All right, well, hey, we're here at the Oscoda Bigfoot Conference, and I am with somebody who I met online. Actually, I was reading the BFRO website, checking out some sightings in Michigan, and I came across this name and Don Peer. So I am who I am, and I always look up these names of these people that I come across sometimes, see if I can get them on social media. And so, of course, Don took my Facebook friend, and talked to me, and we chatted a little bit back and forth, and he told me about some stories about Michigan, and then he ended up telling me about a spot, and that's where we went and had our night investigation last night, and this is the man who told me about that spot. Now, we had a pretty good investigation, but we didn't capture anything, but that's how it goes when you're Bigfoot hunting.
That is true.
That is true. So last year we got really lucky, got a whoop and some knocks, but this year it wasn't so. But we did find something that looked a little strange, but who knows? But I'm gonna ask him, and he's gonna tell you. Tell me something about Michigan Bigfoot.
Something about Michigan Bigfoot.
Yeah, and why should we believe?
Well, I don't ever try to get anybody to believe. That's up to them. I can present the evidence. There's way more evidence pointing towards there being something there than there's not. You have everything from DNA to hair samples, footprints, thousands of eyewitness accounts. Most of those from very reputable people. You have sounds that have been analyzed that aren't from any known species. And it's just one of those subjects that the deeper you delve into it, it seems like the more questions you have than answers.
Yep, and that's exactly what's happened to me. I'm kind of been lucky to got embraced into the Michigan Bigfoot community, and because I was born in '67, the year that it all started, kind of.
I'm a year older than you.
All right. Well, you look good, man. You look good. So, Michigan is number 8 in the nation for sightings, and Ohio's a little bit bigger than this. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that they move from state to state due to the weather?
Well, they don't recognize state boundaries, so they're going to move from maybe possibly one area to another, wherever the food source moves.
All right, I mean, as far as Michigan winter can get pretty harsh and brutal.
Yeah.
You think they would travel down to a warmer and then come back?
They could. They're gonna, like I said, if there's a constant food supply there, they'll probably stay right there.
Okay.
I don't think the cold bothers them that much.
Now, when you look at
the deer do migrate, like in UP where I live, the deer migrate. They'll head south for many, many, many miles, getting away from the deep snow to an easier food source.
right,
The wolves follow them. Well, I believe the Sasquatch follow them also.
okay. What makes Michigan so special to hold number 8 in the nation?
Lots of water. They send us stick around water sources, and Michigan is full of water sources.
So the area you sent us the other night.
No matter where you're at in the state of Michigan, you're never more than 8 miles from a body of water.
I thought it was 6. Okay.
I think it's 8.
Okay. All right. And so somebody called me and was asking, what does Bigfoot eat? And I said everything.
Very similar to a bear. Bear's omnivore. They're just an opportunistic feeder. And Bigfoot's the same. I think Bigfoot hunt deer, whereas bears really don't hunt deer. Bears are the #1 killer of fawns. Everybody thinks it's coyotes and wolves. It's actually bear. They have a great sense of smell. But they just happen upon a fawn, and the fawn's natural instinct is to lay there. So they just grab them. But as far as the bear chasing an adult deer, they just don't do it. They don't have the energy, and they're not going to catch it.
All right, so I'm going to bring up the hand. I'm going to show you the Huron National Forest runs through this area right here. Basically, that is that line of hundreds and hundreds of Bigfoot sightings in Michigan. So that's pretty cool. So what do you think about how everything's going with the Bigfoot hunters in Michigan? Has anybody come across new evidence? Or has there been new sightings or anything like that?
There's always sightings coming in. A lot of them we get are, decades old, but they're still new as far as us finding out about them. I focus mostly on the UP at this point. I used to do mostly northern lower Michigan, but since I moved to the UP, I focus mainly up there. But once I'm planning on retiring next year, so once I retire, I'll be doing this full time.
I don't get to retire yet. All right, tell me about the woo factor.
The more I'm drawn into the subject, the more weird experiences I have to where I don't know if it's Bigfoot related, but the more strange things happen. Glowing eyes. I never believed in glowing eyes until I seen them. I've seen them 4 times up in UP. Glowing eyes. They're plain as day, glowing in the dark, no light source, nothing reflecting on them.
You know that Renae just told us a story about that?
Oh yeah?
That she saw them and when she was filming the show, and there was the camera guys had left her, and she saw 2 glowing red eyes, and she said they blinked, and then they went this way, back way, and then one came from behind out the tree. And she just told us that story in there. And she's a non-believer. So
biologically, it makes no sense to have eyes that glow. You'd think that would hamper night vision, but these things have perfect night vision.
Right. Oh yeah.
There's been lots of cases, I've never run into it, where you have a trackway, say, going through soft mud into a field, get to the middle of the field, and just stop. Where did they go? And then that's when you get into the portals, and I mean, it just keeps getting.
But that stuff's hard for the human
deeper
mind to like take in, because we're out here flesh and blood in the woods and real. And
when I started this, I was convinced, much like Jeff Meldrum, that this is an ape, an undiscovered species of ape. Now I'm completely flip-flopped, and I believe it's a hominid. I believe it's related to humans. So they have their own language. Last year, I heard samurai chatter for the first time with my grandson up in UP. And that's a form of language, just like the Sierra sounds, something just like that.
Yep.
So, I mean, apes have languages too, but the more I get into this, the more I'm convinced this is more of a hominid.
You kind of think if he hasn't really been discovered or like captured or whatever for all this time, he has to be pretty damn smart.
We have a lot of senses that we've lost over evolution.
Right.
And some people call it the sixth sense. I do believe we all have it. It's just a matter of tapping into it. But modern society has just dumbed us down.
Right. Well, you live in the city, and the noise and everything. And let's imagine if you're a bear and you live out in the woods, and if you know somebody comes in the woods that don't know nothing about the woods, you're gonna know they're there before they even know that. You know.
Right.
They're not gonna know you're there, but your senses that you have being a wild animal or that. And so if you have like a humanoid thing that has senses that they're probably even 20 times above what we can do.
Right. A lot of this. Let's read anything from Ron Moorhead from Sierra Sounds. He thinks quantum physics are involved, which, you know, Albert Einstein's quantum physics. He says once you wrap your mind around that and understand that, you'll understand what Bigfoot is capable of. That would explain the portals that teleporting from one spot to another. It gets into such a deep subject that I keep, at this point, I keep an open mind. I don't have any.
Right. I do too, but it's sometimes it's hard to like, well, I don't know.
Quantum physics does exist, and
right.
You know, his theory is these things are just simply using natural abilities to do what they do. It's not supernatural. It's just not understood by the common person. So.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for this little interview. I hope that you have a little bit better understanding of everything right now, and they do exist. They are here in Michigan, and they are real.
Yes, they are.
Bill, we're sitting here in the auditorium and we're waiting for Dr. Jeff Meldrum to get ready to start speaking. So we just listened to Renae speak, and everything's going great here at the Bigfoot Conference.
Thank you. Okay, I'll get you that fifth of whiskey.
Something to chase it with. Well, as the Congressional Congress people say, reclaiming my time. Yeah. Ain't 5 minutes of my time.
Say goodbye. All right, Bill. Walking out of the conference. Just got done listening to Meldrum. Boy, we learned a lot. He kind of went over the whole Patterson-Gimlin film, the whole entire thing, breaking it down frame by frame, showed us things, mid-tarsal breaks, glutes. It's pretty interesting. Learned a lot. Hope everybody enjoyed this episode of Searching for Bigfoot.